in studio, I have Kitawi Mwakitele, aka Red Eye Vuvu. He's the director of Hype Group, the event organizers. And I have Wambui Njora. She's the chairperson of EMAK, that's Event Managers Association of Kenya. Hey guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming through to the studio.
Thank you, Amina.
Now, a lot went down. I don't even know where to begin, but let's just start from the entrance. So Tele, maybe you could touch on that. So as people are walking in, there was a lot of complaints about how, you know, they had to queue. The queue was very long. It was too many people. It was overcrowded. People who had paid in advance had to also stand in the same line. People who had paid VIP had to stand in the same line, and they were not pleased with that.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for us, or fortunately for us, the how do I put it? Basically, we had an influx of numbers on event day itself. So plans that we had made for our security were based off of number of tickets sold till up until a day before the event. So on Saturday we had an influx of numbers, but we tried to mitigate that by bringing in more security. Unfortunately, I have to say, security also let us down. They did let us down. Part of the reason things didn't go as planned. I don't want to point fingers, because at the end of the day, it really is on us as the event organizers to ensure that everything went according to plan. But I would like to apologize first and foremost to especially the VIP guys who didn't even manage to have their own line. I'd really like to apologize
to them. And to everybody, really. So, but before we move on, didn't you anticipate? I mean, normally when you organize an event, I've never organized one, but I would imagine that you plan for a specific number, right, of people. And you say, so 2,000 people are going to come for this event. How many security guys do I need for 2,000 people? How much sound is required? How much space? You know, for the caterers, for the drinks, the buzz, everything is catered to for the 2,000 people. So if you have more than 2,000 people who've checked in, then it's on you, because we at Koroga, I know that we shut down the doors when we reach the maximum number of people that we had, you know, initially planned to have at the venue. You know what I mean? So why didn't you then close down the doors if you had expected X amount of people and then they came more? Okay,
so the thing is, Tickets also closed ticketing at 4 p.m. on that day, right?
Yeah.
And our gates opened at 6. So by the time Ticket Sasa closes the gates to the time the event is starting, you know, it's really hard to, you know, deploy enough security personnel to sort of cater towards that number. And then, you know, you have gate tickets, which you can never really tell, like how many people are going to come for that. You know, just to pay entrance at the gate. So in trying to mitigate that, I guess there's a lot of things in between that left unanswered in regards to the security, the company that was actually providing the security. So
but that was on you. You should have researched Tele and gotten a good company to come and manage, you know, and provide security for your event. Security is one of the biggest problems in the world right now. We're living in very difficult times because we have people who are ready to take advantage of revelers who are going out to a concert. So you can't have security being lax. Boy, you're here. So tell me, on your end, what was some of the things that also stood out for you?
For me, immediately, obviously, was security. When I arrived there, I think I got there at around 10 p.m. And I had to actually call in someone to come and put me through because there was that was happening. It is true that the organizers and Tele being here as the main organizer should have foreseen and planned for, you know,
for the number.
That number. But you refer to Koroga. Koroga, you don't sell tickets at the gate.
We actually do. We have instances where we do sell tickets at the gate.
Okay, from what I know is that you really don't sell, you do advance tickets.
Not all the time. So what we do is we normally plan for a specific number, right? And when we haven't reached that number, we sell tickets at the door. And when we get to that number, then we stop ticket sales even at the door and people are turned back.
Okay, so the thing for this one, the numbers would not have been a problem because the venue would have taken
in a lot of
people,
True,
even up to 10,000.
Yes.
It was not the issue. The issue was the advice that the security company had put in place, because what I know and I think as Tele says, we are not here to point fingers.
Yes.
They actually, and they are it's a company that has done this thousands of times.
Okay, so it's not like you were trying to save on money to get these guys. Okay.
No, the security plan is what went wrong. Okay. The security detail were there. They were enough at the parking areas. It's only that the plan that they put in place was not did not work very well for moving people quickly through the lines.
A lot of people commenting on this story about Tekno's failed concert. His performance lasted, people compared it to a GIF. So funny. Anyway, so before we even get to his performance, which is definitely something that we need to address, this has become a lot of event organizers, being bashed, and people saying that they can't go for another Kenyan concert. They're not gonna, event organizers are not to be trusted. They don't know what they're doing, and this and that and the other. What do you have to say about that, Wambui?
Thank you, Amina. That is a very, very pertinent question. EMAK was specifically started to rein in this runaway train called event organizers. Who are they?
Yeah.
Event organizers are very important to any event. They bring in and put together all the suppliers. Yeah. So an event organizer must make sure that their suppliers are above board. So EMAK was specifically started to act as a resource to the public, as an educator and a source for ethical, reliable and competent business professionals. So why this is important to us is just for this same reason. Tekno, Wizkid,
Wizkid was okay. I think
but not the performance, but there were instances of shooting and things like that.
Okay.
David also came in here and he performed also, I think, for 20 or so minutes.
No, he performed on playback. That was the biggest problem, right?
Yes, there were issues.
Yeah.
So for EMAK, the most important thing is to urge all Kenyans who would deem themselves as event organizers, please come and consult with EMAK. We have a pool of professionals who will guide you to work with the correct suppliers, because an event organizer must rely on their suppliers. Their suppliers must also have due diligence themselves.
Can I kindly interject?
Yes.
Are you saying that Tele did not consult with you guys for this event? Was it
was
he inexperienced to handle 5,000 people?
No, he was not. And Tele has done many other events before this.
This is your first one for Hype,
the only area where he should have consulted EMAK was on the production.
Okay, which he didn't do. All right.
Which
he should have.
He should have.
So the production is where now?
But whether or not he believed they could handle, because they had other business partners, is what he will have to explain. Okay. But what I know is that is the one thing that I personally called him and I pointed out for production. Yeah. That should have been an independent, company that is experienced. Here in Kenya, I think we have like 2 or 3 companies who really know what they're doing with production. Somebody would even have had to pick Tekno from the airport, take him to the hotel, manage him line by line. Tekno even never appeared
at any of the
for the appearances.
Yeah, that he was paid for.
Yeah. Well, Tiela will confirm whether they've paid him or not. I don't think.
Oh, you don't know? Were they partners? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's talk about that actually. So on production is where we now focus on the timing of when guys get on stage. I didn't even know Prezzo was supposed to perform or not perform. I had he performed. By that time I had left.
He rushed the stage.
He did.
No idea.
Prezzo. Oh, goddamn. Anyway, and then there was his performance. But let's start with his appearances. So he didn't make any of the appearances he was supposed to, and he didn't do the interviews, other than, of course, Citizen TV, who was your partner, and he refused to perform, which is something that they do on the show.
Yeah.
And you couldn't manage him at that point.
He was unmanageable.
He was very difficult.
He was very difficult.
He was a
to
diva?
work with. It was the epitome of being a diva. Is Tekno Miles. And it's really unfortunate because at the end of the day, Kenyans really love this guy. They love his music. I love his music. His music is amazing. But when it comes to him as a human being, him as a person, I lost all respect for him.
Yeah.
So to answer talk about the appearances.
Yeah.
There's one appearance that he missed, but with good reason. That was the appearance at B Club.
Okay.
That solely lay on them.
Okay.
That it was their fault. Okay. That it didn't happen.
He was at Kiza for 3 seconds because I was there, but that's fine.
And then
that's okay.
Friday, like I said, he was being a diva.
Yeah.
He refused to go for the big square.
Did he come for the press launch? He did. Yeah, he did. But he just refused to do interviews.
He was late. Yeah, he didn't make it for.
He came 3 hours or 2 hours late.
96.
Yeah.
He missed that
interview.
He had a cold.
Yeah.
But this is not a good enough reason to miss an interview with your partner.
Yeah.
With your media partner.
Okay. Yeah.
The appearance at Big Square, he also proved really difficult.
And people did attend. In fact, I think that's what Xtian was irritated about.
He did eventually go though.
Oh, okay.
But he went on his at 9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
I heard that the driver was waiting for him from around, was it 7 a.m. or something? So he waited for him pretty much the entire day. Entire day till 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. When event organizers are putting gigs together, do they do due diligence to know how an artist is, how they perform, what kind of person they are? Does that happen?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But there's only so much you can get from a YouTube performance.
Okay. Oh, so you don't call in and ask people who he's worked with?
No,
or
we have.
People,
We have. And, for the most part, the reviews were good.
Of what?
Of Tekno.
Oh, him as a person.
Yeah, for the research.
Yeah, as we were doing a research, people would say
he's a good guy. Pick him up. Yeah.
Then you look at the hits that he has.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the right person to bring at this point. And it showed with the number of people that came.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people did turn up. Now he has how many songs? 6, right?
No,
I think, or 7.
10.
He has 10 songs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's a performer. So he had a 28-minute performance, which was also interrupted a couple of minutes here and there, with DJ Krem.
Yeah.
So he did not rehearse. True or false?
He did not rehearse.
He didn't come for any rehearsal.
Sound check. You refused to come for sound check. Didn't rehearse. Then at the 11th hour they pulled Cream. 10 minutes to his performance, they pulled Cream to tell him that, by the way, you need to DJ with this band, right?
So let me understand. This is when we're at the venue.
This is when we're at the venue. Yeah.
So that's when Krem disappeared and came back on stage. Because he disappeared in the middle of his set.
Yeah, he disappeared.
That's what he was being told.
Yeah.
At the venue. Why did he agree?
I don't know.
Lord
I don't know why he did.
I don't know why he accepted.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna play an audio recording that sent that Cream sent for me so that because he couldn't make it. He was supposed to be here, but he couldn't make it. You're hanging out with me, Amina. I'm in studio with Tele. I'm in studio with Wambui. They're talking about Tekno. What went wrong? What did not happen? What should have been done? Now, another question is now about the timing. The artist gets on stage. The main act got on stage at 3:30 a.m., was it?
Yeah.
3:30 a.m., Tele. Come on, bruh. Why?
Like I told you, he was hard to work with.
Yeah.
So the time that we wanted to get him out of the hotel, he didn't adhere to that. He didn't want to leave at that time.
Yeah.
So
what do you mean he didn't want? Did he know he was leaving at this time?
We wanted him to leave the hotel at 10 p.m. Right?
Yeah.
So he could at least come.
Chill, get ready
with the other Kenyan artists on ground, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, it's too early.
It's too early. That's what he said.
Yeah. So we had to mitigate and now push our our performances, you know, a bit forward. As well. So,
okay, so let me ask you this. Normally, like for our events, and I only speak about our events again because I'm not an event organizer. So the only event I know is Koroga. So I beg, don't blame me. I just keep on referring to the only event that I know of, right? So we have our after hours presenter called Chow, who is the chaperone for all the artists who come to the 254. Did he have someone from your team who was managing him to put him on check and be like, bro, you need to leave now?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
And he didn't care?
He didn't care.
So he's in breach of his contract?
No, yeah.
So are you paying him the rest of his money?
Okay, so how it works is you have to put the money in an escrow account that is held by the booking agent.
Yes.
But they don't release the money to him up until we say, yes, he fulfilled every
obligation
that we had. So, I mean, that's where we're at right now.
That's where you're at. So that there is a problem with that. So you're probably not going to be that. Okay, fine.
You know, he's in breach performance time.
Yeah.
You know, contractually,
yes,
he was supposed to perform for between 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
So he was a diva. Let's talk about Red Sun and the council. The council, first of all, bringing out them, exotic dancer.
Yeah. Shout out.
Good Lord. Oh my goodness. That was way too much. I was not ready. But anyway, they put on a show. They put on a show when people didn't want them on. People were booing before they got on stage. Yeah, so was Red Sun. Because people wanted to see the main guy. Yeah, why were they on stage late?
I mean, it's the domino effect. Like I said, we had to push the timing and we had to push the timing forward. Right?
Okay, so now there was
so obviously by the time we got word that the artist has now left his room and he's on his way, we were already behind schedule. And at the end of the day, Red Sun and Council still have to perform.
So they were there on time.
Who,
so
Council?
They didn't come late. Who? Yeah, the Council and Red Sun.
No, they were there on time.
Oh, so they were ready on time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then, it was Tekno who just sort of made everything go. And
he made life harder. I'll let you know now, like, if you paid attention to what the council were doing on that stage, they couldn't even do exactly what they planned for because over and above this guy getting to the event venue late, he now wanted to get on stage at a particular time, which meant now that we had to cut Council's performance by almost 15 to 20 minutes. It was more than what they were planning on doing.
Yeah. Let's talk about the pricing issue, right? Because that's also another thing.
Yeah.
The price is too expensive for the show that people are coming to watch. For good Lord, I feel like I'm just constantly going to refer to this event, but was it Diamond who put on a 3-hour show? So let's talk about if an artist has come to put on a 3-hour show and people pay the same amount of money. I think it's 2,000 in advance, right?
Yeah.
And 2,500 at the gates. Sasa tele, yani mimi nilipe the same amount of money, in fact more, because there are people who pay 10,000 to come watch a man perform for 28 minutes. Where is the value for money? And in the neighboring countries, they're paying less for the same. In fact, for two people, because it's now Tekno and Mr. Easy.
Yeah.
What is your response to that?
I mean, that's the worst thing that you can do is try and compare what we're paying in Kenya to what the guys in Uganda are paying.
Why?
Number one, just if you look at the numbers that Ugandans pull or go, the numbers that Ugandans usually pull for concerts, and even Tanzania, it's totally different. Here, a successful event is, in terms of numbers, is what, 3,000 people.
So that's why but it's overcharging.
It's not overcharging.
I mean, don't you feel guilty, Wambui, when you're charging 10,000 and then this man just comes to just cough on that mic and then he goes back. Na mi seo nimekuja na mademo tatu nashindwa.
Okay, first of all, that was a VIP ticket.
Okay, okay? It was.
The regular ticket was
3K.
Was between 1,800 and 3K.
Oh, okay.
We were selling tickets in waves. So the first ticket available for Tekno Miles was 1,800.
Oh, and then it went on increasing
then
closer to the date.
2,500, and it went on increasing. Same with VIP. It was 6,000. Then we moved to 8,000. Then we moved to 10,000.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, and like for us, given that average number of people that usually attend Kenyan events, we need to cater to our budget.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to do an event where at the end of the day you end up owing people money, right?
Do you feel like you owe people money because they're asking for their money back? At least hata kama yani ni ya kutoa ile thao ya juu, especially wase wa VIP. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
they got a show.
I really need to apologize to
those guys,
to the VIP guys.
And you want to get back.
I think the ones who really had a bad experience are the ones who actually never got to go in.
Why? Because of the disorganization
because
at the entrance?
At the entrance.
Okay.
I know there were a couple of guys who actually just turned back.
And went.
But to be fair to Tele, the experience once you got in was very good until Tekno happened.
It was very
good. It was for most of the people that I spoke to and I moved around. I mean, you could even see the vibe up until that time was fantastic. So now, the performance of this artist, is it that you didn't know he was going to just not perform? Because he really didn't perform, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because we were talking about the artists who have hit songs, but they don't know how to perform.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you an example of Dibanj. When he came for Koroga, he didn't have as many hit songs, but he's a performer. Yeah. Oh my God. You watch him for days. So is it that you guys didn't know that? I'm looking at both of you. I will let Tele answer that because for me, I think I may not have been involved in that in that area.
Yeah. Tele, keep it brief. We have to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of his performance.
Yeah.
No, of course we didn't know we were paying for that kind of performance.
All right.
You know, as far as we're concerned, he was coming to do a 45 minute to an hour set.
Lord help me.
Because it was in the contract.
I don't understand. You normally drop goal to waste up.
So Amina, before we finish, the only thing that I want to point out here is that EMAK and the Tourism Regulatory Authority are currently working on an entertainment and events guideline that will also put everybody who has a part to play in any event to check. So the guideline describes everybody who has a part to play, including the artist.
Yeah.
So the artist will also be held accountable.
Yeah.
Because it is just he is a supplier.
Yeah.
He was a supplier like everybody else.
And he failed.
And he didn't deliver. He didn't deliver.
All right. So Krem was talking about, why he was blamed. Because he was blamed for the bad performance. Yeah. And so many times Tekno turned back and was cussing at him. Yeah. And he had just been told 5 minutes before that, bruh, we're getting on stage together. So Krem, let us know what went down.
Oh, Amina, what up? The creme de la creme here. Now, the internet has been going crazy with, all these exaggerated stories about what actually happened on the night that Tekno Miles was performing, though. You were there. You actually saw exactly what happened. So for guys to throw shade and hate, kind of breaks my heart, though, because I put in work. If anyone doubts it, check my Instagram page and see the video that I posted, making the crowd jump and, things are getting turned up, But besides that, I totally don't know really what happened on when Tekno was performing, because first off, this guy doesn't come for rehearsals. I wasn't meant to be part of his set because dude came with a band. You know what I mean? And so you can really imagine how unprofessional it is. You're an international superstar coming to a different country for the first time, and the first time you're checking into the venue is the time you're coming to perform. So you don't know how the sound is, you don't know how the speakers are. You and your band are out of sync, like, because they hadn't rehearsed. You know what I mean? It was just playlists that they were doing, So for him to turn around and start throwing hands at me, that was totally uncool, and I'm not gonna take it lightly because I have a brand to protect, But that's beside the point. I'm really over it. I'm not gonna catch feelings anymore. No hard feelings, But at the end of the day, though, I think it's a high time these international superstars respect our own, because first of all, you miss interviews, you'd miss sound checks, acting diva on stage, totally not cool, Yeah, so that's what happened on Saturday. But all in all, no hard feelings whatsoever. I probably hope we get to work on a track together. And it's all good. Yeah, keep on doing the amazing work, the creme de la creme all day.
guys, we need to wind it up. This was supposed to take 30 minutes. It's taking the entire show. Ata mimi kama tu tele hapa sina control. So one of the biggest things that people are saying is that you're blaming the artist for something that should be your fault, and we're not hearing them taking any responsibility as they should have. Tekno is on his Instagram and on his Twitter saying that Kenya was the best performance he has ever had, and it's wrong of them to bash him and make him feel like everything was a failure because of him. Hey, what? Kesi badai. Tele. Actually, yeah, there's a comment on my Twitter. Okay. Yeah, on my Twitter. Wambui is like, that's okay.
No.
Tekno is saying that, Kenya is his best performance and he really enjoyed it. He kept saying, I love you, Nairobi.
But then he should tell us why the crowd booed him.
Why did the crowd boo him then?
Wait, at what point? At what point?
When he left.
Oh, when he left?
Yeah.
I mean, are you up on that
To tell him to come. I was in shock at this point. Remember, I'm still surviving from the exotic dancers.
Yeah.
Then there was creme. Then there was the drummers. Then I don't know what.
No, look, at the end of the day, I'm a man enough to take responsibility for everything that went wrong with the event, apart from that man's performance.
So you claim for you're like Nisisi Napuleni.
Not for Tekno's performance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look,
right.
He's in breach of a contract we had with him.
Yeah.
And that's an issue that we have to take. We have to take up moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like I'm trying to apportion blame on him, but people came out to see him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I got him for an event because, I knew people would want to see him live and hopefully he'd give them a killer show.
Why didn't the flags, didn't you see any red flags when he delayed to come for the press conference, refused to do any interviews, refused to perform on the media partner show, refused to come for a sound check, didn't want to rehearse? Were you not getting all of these red flags? That this guy might be a problem on the day?
No, yes, we
did.
And
but then what happened?
He's here. Like, what there's nothing more I could do once he's on stage.
Yeah.
I'm not an artist, right?
Yeah.
And you him as an artist has been contracted to perform for a minimum of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Now for him to come and perform for 20 was a slap in the face to me as the event organizer.
Yeah. So does it come off, but don't you see how it comes off reckless and irresponsible for you guys to put on a show that is not going to be 100% entertaining, knowing full well it's not going to be entertaining because hajakuja sound check tayari unajua mtu agenda rehearsal tele. It's a big problem, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you already knew at this point that the show might be a mess, but you couldn't turn back. Right?
No, I didn't know.
Okay. His bits rather.
His Kenyan performance is not the first time he's performed ever. Yeah. I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
And he has a contract with me to perform for 45 minutes minimum.
So you're like, labda indi rehearsal, maybe he's that good.
Maybe he's that good.
Okay.
You're
like,
maybe he's that good.
Maybe he's that
good. So he
good.
comes and gives that performance. I was actually behind Cream as everything was happening.
Yeah.
And, I honestly thought he left for like...
Oh, those things have come back.
Yeah.
Even you were in shock like us.
No, me, I was like you. I was there with you. So...
That is so funny. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of good things that happened. So, first of all, let's just understand, umesema pole. Umekubali ni wewe ulifanya hii nini?
Yeah, and as Hype, I will be...
Doing a free event first. I'm sorry, what?
Kitukayo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, something close.
Okay, I was just messing with you. Okay, fine, good.
I'll let you guys know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Tunaweza taka kama tuseme whiskey. Anyway, no, but for real though, that a free gig would be dope. So let's talk about the good things that happened, right? Yeah. We should touch on at least one thing.
Yes.
Kamula reunited.
You're welcome.
So what role did you play in that happening?
I literally had to call each and every one of them. I had to call Karun, I had to call Marcus, I had to call Teo, I had to call Shapa, who's my neighbor. And
beg them.
Yeah, I did. I had to beg them. They had their own reservations regarding it, but eventually they did decide to come together and do the show.
Okay.
Least, yeah. And it got them talking about what they'll do post-event.
Yeah.
Because obviously it would draw a lot of attention, the fact that we have them on stage for the first time in 5 years.
So you were getting them together to just perform, and then it got them talking like,
yeah, because I thought it would be like dope. It'd be a dope moment to have at the event, with Camp Mula
reuniting. And now they're actually reuniting.
Yeah, now they are reuniting, and there are talks about, you know, a studio album again. So at least the conversation has started.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Team Hype for that. Okay, fine.
So for me, let me just say the other thing that was really good was the way our fantastic artists, local artists, were treated. I don't think any of them have anything to complain about, and I wish to thank them so much for putting out such a fantastic show. Each one of them was really, really good.
Yeah.
Backstage was fantastic for them, and like many other shows where now after the main act we have our local artists complaining that they were mistreated.
But one thing I think they still do complain about is payment. We would want to see one day where you get to pay the council the 10 million that you would pay an artist would come from Nigeria.
Yeah, I mean, inshallah.
Also, that's just
inshallah. But you know, in the past, like unfortunately, people don't come out to support this our Kenyan local
that is the thing. We need to work at that. We really need, as Kenyans, to support our own.
So EMAK wouldn't have any problem, like, you know, the members of your association
no.
wouldn't
If we
have
knew
a problem
people would come, to pay them, we would. And people like Sauti Sol are getting paid.
Good money.
Yes, because it is also about content, about relevance, about, you know, entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot that plays into it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming through. I really do appreciate. Why do you look like you want to send greetings? This is not that kind of station.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to all the local musicians that came through to support. I want to say thank you to especially Tunji, Fena, Nameless was there. I saw him backstage. Thank you so much. Le Band came and did an amazing performance. I'd really like to say thank you to the sponsors as well.
The end.
No, I have to say thank you. Thank you to Telcom. Thank you.
Give me that thing where you gave me last night. She said she want this. She said she want that. Told her give me love. She said baby stop that. She said she gotta go.